Hello cherry lovers, welcome back to Joyce's Kitchen. Did you know that one zucchini plant could produce as much as 3 to 10 pounds of zucchini per season? We didn't know that either. If you watched our last video, then you know that we hauled in about 25 to 40 zucchini last weekend. And today I'm going to be sharing with you my family's famous cream cheese zucchini bread. Okay, now we're going to take a look at our ingredients. Here we have, for our wet ingredients, I'm going to give you the wet ingredients first. We got 1.5 cups of shredded zucchini. Do not drain the zucchini. Just put it in as it is. It'll make a little moisture itself. Then you have 1 cup of granulated sugar, and you have 1/4 cup of brown sugar packed. Then you have 1/2 cup of applesauce, 1/3 cup of vegetable oil, 2 large eggs. Then we're going to use 1/2 teaspoon of pure vanilla, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, ground cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt, along with 1.5 cups of flour. I'm going to add all these ingredients together and show you how to mix them completely. And just try and remember, when you mix the flour batter, I want to say this a couple of times, do not overmix just until you don't see any white flour, okay? We're going to start with the wet ingredients first. We have here, as I said, 1.5 cups of zucchini. Then we're going to put in our 1 cup of sugar, and then our 1/4 cup of brown sugar. And then we're going to add in the applesauce. Then we're going to add in the vegetable oil. And now we're going to add in a couple of large eggs and 1 teaspoon, 1 full teaspoon of vanilla. And then you just want to, you can use a whisk, but I found that using a whisk, it continuously got tangled in the end of the wire whisk. So using a fork is so much simpler. It's a lot easier. And just stir that until it's completely combined. Won't take you very long, maybe about 45 seconds. Just mix that up really good. And the next part that we're going to add in is your flour, your baking soda, your baking powder, your salt, and your ground cinnamon. I've already mixed all of those ingredients into this bowl, and so now we're just going to pour the dry ingredients into the zucchini mixture, and you want to mix that completely. Just don't overmix. You mix until you no longer see any white flour. And I'll try not to make a mess here. And while I'm mixing this up, I should have said this at the beginning, but I'm going to say it now. You need to have your pan ready. You can use a 9 by 5, 9.5 by 5.5. Some of the measurements are a little awkward, but either of those will be perfectly fine. You can also use, which I love, as you'll get to see somewhere in this video, I have these mini size bundt cake pans that I use to make up the zucchini bread in. Turns out really, really nice. Or you can use muffin tins, and that also turns out really, really nice. So you can use just about any choice of pan that you want, including a bundt, but I'm using the mini bundt. So we got this all stirred up. You don't have to worry about the whites up here. That's not included. And then we're going to take my pan here. This is one of the bundt pans that I'm using, and I've already made some in the mini bundt pans. This is a zucchini bread pan, but I made some bundt pans, and I'm going to show them to you later. They turned out really nice. And the only thing you do is make sure that this is fully oiled. Please remember, it has to be completely greased in the corners and completely on the bottom. If you don't do that, even if it's a non-stick, it will stick. Just pour it all into the pan there. And that's it. Your oven should be preheated at 350. You want to make sure your oven is up to temperature before you put it in there. And you're going to put it in the oven anywhere from 50 minutes to about 54 minutes, somewhere in there. Oven temperatures vary. I have to adjust mine for certain items that I bake. So just remember to pay attention to what your oven temperatures are. Put that in there, let it cook for 50 minutes, and then we'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. I'm going to show you how to make the cream cheese filling that you put in between the muffins or your mini tube cakes or however or whatever container you want to use it in. This right here, I'm doing a double batch, so it's okay, but I'm going to give you the ingredients for a single batch. What you have in here is 5 ounces of cream cheese, and then you want to add 1 egg yolk at room temperature, and then you want to add 3 tablespoons of sugar into your mixture. And that's all you do for the cream cheese filling that you're going to put in there. And then you're going to mix that up until it's nice and creamy. It doesn't take very long to do, and it's very, very simple to mix that up. And as you can see, I set on the stove my mini bun pan, so you can see this is my favorite, my mini bun pan. And you want to make sure that you oil your bun pan as well. I'm using Crisco. I prefer Crisco, but you can use any type of oil that you want to use. Just make sure you fully oil every crack and crevice, because I have half oiled them and then end up with a sticking mess, and you don't want to have it where part of your bundt cake comes out and part of it doesn't. So you just continue to mix that up until it's nice and creamy. And I also wanted to say, while I'm mixing this, I saw I don't know exactly what it said, but it was something pertaining to this sort. It says that be aware, look out, it's that time of the year. People, your family members, your friends, and even strangers are going to come and put zucchini into your car. So keep your doors locked. That's what I heard them say. Or that's what I read online on Facebook. And I just wanted to say I would be one of those that are actually dropping off some zucchini, because we've got so much zucchini. And I would be one that would actually take some zucchini also, because I love baking with zucchini, and there's so many different recipes. And I'm going to actually attempt a new one that I saw online today, and it's actually fried zucchini sticks. I can't wait to try that. So you want to mix this up real well. It's going to take me probably another minute or two. So I'm going to finish mixing this up, and I'll be right back. Okay, this is pretty much creamy enough. There's one other thing that I did add in there that I forgot to tell you on screen. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Make sure you add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla in your cream cheese. It wouldn't be a good flavor without the vanilla. So don't forget your vanilla. And I'll leave the directions, the instructions, and the ingredients at the bottom of the video. Now, we're all done with that. Now I want to show you how to spoon. We're going to begin with, this is the batter. This is some zucchini batter already made up here, but I want you to see, you want to spoon in, and this gets kind of messy with me, so just hang in there. But you want to fill this, each cup, about half full. About half full. And once you put half full in there, you want to take your cream cheese, and guys, this tastes amazing, and just dollop 2 or 3, even 4. And it doesn't have to be perfect at all. Put that on top. And then you want to do, let me move this out of the way. You want to take 3/4 full. Don't full it all the way to the top. About 3/4 of the way full. You want to put that on top. Okay, I'm going to do one more for you, and then I'll finish the rest off camera. But you want to put about halfway. And then you want to take your cream cheese mixture, put you 3 or 4 dollops on top. Doesn't have to be perfect again. You just want to get that cream cheese flavor in there. And it is delicious. Okay, get that one. And now we're going to put a topping on here. You don't have to have much. Just fill it 3/4 of the way full. And there you go. And again, these are my mini bundt cake cans, and I love cake pans, and I love doing these. But you actually bake these in the oven on the same identical temperature. It's going to be 350. Preheat your oven to 350. Let them cook for about, since these are a little bit smaller, start checking them at 40 minutes. Get you a toothpick, stick it in the center. If it comes out with just a little bit of, usually they tell you make sure your toothpick is clean. Not in this case. If you have just a little spots on your toothpick, it's perfectly fine, because believe it or not, when you take it out, it actually tends to just plump up to the perfect moistness. And if it is completely clean, it's okay too, so no worries. But I'm going to finish adding the batter to the pans, and I will show you the finished product shortly. Take a look, guys. As you can see, I've been baking quite a bit today. But I wanted to show you how these turn out and how they look. Absolutely beautiful. But more than that, I want you to see how moist they are. Take a look at this. I wish you had smell-o-vision, and I wish you could hear. Look at that. Look how moist. You can see the moistness. Now, one thing I wanted to show you. These things taste great all by themselves. But what I want you to know is while they're nice and warm, take a little bit of butter, spread that on there. Can you see how moist that is? The butter gives it a whole new, beautiful flavor. Now I gotta chew this up. But it's delicious. I just want you to know that. It's so delicious. It's so moist. It's so good. Try this recipe, and please, if you make this recipe, leave a comment. Excuse me. So delicious. Also, I wanted to say, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like. And come join us on this journey. We would really appreciate it. Oh, by the way, I wanted to let you know, they will keep in your refrigerator anywhere. It really tastes good. I mean, just great tasting, anywhere from 3 to 5 days. Also, if you want to freeze them, we actually have one of those seal-a-meals, and you can just put them in plain freezer bags, and they will freeze very, very well. If you put them in the seal-a-meal, it can actually stay fresh for up to a whole year. And I mean, come out tasting like you just baked it. These right here, believe it or not, are vegan. My sister's a vegan, and so I decided to make her some vegan ones, and also the regular ones, but they taste great and they look just about the same. So thanks again for watching.